Hi everybody, Dave Winder here on the Racer Report as we catch up with what's happening with Murray State football. And after 3 straight weeks of playing down a level and 2 weeks of up a level, it's finally time to see what this Murray State team has as they open up OVC play this weekend on the FCS level as Tennessee Tech is coming to town Saturday against Tennessee Tech. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but first let's catch up with what happened over the weekend at Western Michigan. The Racers ran into a buzzsaw up in Kalamazoo as they ran into a Broncos team that smacked them pretty good. 52-20 was the final score. 600 total yards for the Broncos, 367 for Murray State. But that being said, the Racers did have some bright spots. Katie Humphreys was 25 out of 41 throwing the ball, 304 yards. He rushed for a touchdown. He threw a touchdown pass, but he was picked off one time. And then receiver Jeremy Harness had his third 100-yard receiving game. And Janowski Davis, you can kind of see him coming up as well. He got into the act, catching a touchdown pass. And speaking of Harness, he has now moved up to 3rd and 7th at Murray State all-time in receptions with 156 and yards with 1789. At his Monday press conference, Coach Mitch Stewart spoke of the Racers' effort all the way through the game, no matter what the score was.
Probably the thing that I was the most proud of was right there in the third quarter when it got to about the 31-6 mark. When they were 30, I think it was 31-6, something like that. It would have been very easy for us to pick up our toys and go home. You play those FBS opponents, you can't really tell if they may be playing down to your level. Maybe you don't know what's going on in their coaches' offices and their meetings on a Sunday after they play you.
Always good to see Coach Mitch Stewart at that Monday press conference. And by the way, on GoRacers.com and on our YouTube channel, usually Monday afternoons around 3 or 4 o'clock, you'll see those press conferences as we post them up so you can see them as the media gathers to listen to the coach. And we've done a good job of getting some student athletes in the mix this year. This past week we had linebacker Joey Jacoria there and also our punter Landon Stratton. He was the OVC Specialist of the Week. Okay, so now here we go into the 2015 OVC home opener. Racers in the 81st meeting against Tennessee Tech Saturday at Roy Stewart Stadium. Murray State trails the all-time series, but they do lead at home 21-17. Let's catch up with what Tech did last week. They were at home in Cookeville as they took on Mercer, and they beat the Bears with a late touchdown, 29-22. Tennessee Tech trailed by a point in the fourth quarter, and they got the win with 1:47 left when they hit an 8-yard TD pass from Jared Davis to Chris Cates, and Tech wins at 29-22. Coach Stewart on the big game Saturday night at the track, he's got an idea, but there are still a lot of unknowns with this team, as Joey Jacoria also comments.
It's going to be a lot of, it'll be a lot of filling the situation out, and like I said, how our offensive skill guys match up with their guys, and can we run the ball a little bit better versus these guys, and can we get home on some blitzes versus these guys, or do we need to sit back in zone coverage and just kind of get a feel of where we're at?
Right now we're 0-0, so I think we're just real excited to start conference play, and I mean, whether it doesn't matter who our opponent is, we're going to prepare the same way.
All right, we're all set for the big game Saturday night. Of course, it is family weekend at Murray State. We're really excited about that. And here you go, 6 o'clock kickoff at Roy Stewart Stadium. Murray State's 29-38 in all-time OVC openers. Now, this game is on the American Sports Network and the OVC Digital Network. And, of course, you can always get the audio of Neil Bradley in his 25th year calling Racer games on GoRacers.com and Froggy103.com. And then next week, the Racers hit the road for Cape Girardeau in a 6 o'clock game at Houck Stadium in Cape Girardeau. That game also on ASN and the OVC Digital Network. SEMO's 1-2. They lost last week at Indiana State, and they host Shorter University this week. And believe it or not, it's not too early to start thinking about homecoming. And that's the week after the SEMO game. Murray State's at home against Austin Peay. It's October 10th. It's homecoming, and we'll kick that one off on what will hopefully be a spectacular fall afternoon at Roy Stewart Stadium against Austin Peay. So that's this week's Racer Report. We thank Coach Stewart for all of his work this week. Also Joey Jacoria and Landon Stratton. We'll see you next time on the Racer Report.